For anyone who has battled addiction or mental illness or loved someone who has, then you already know that this life isn't just difficult, it's chaotic. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year is an endless storm. It's the kind of storm that doesn't just soak you, it erodes you and it wears down everything that it touches. And this chaos doesn't only consume the one who suffers, it ripples out. It drains spouses. It breaks the hearts of children. It exhausts parents and loved ones financially and emotionally. It affects friends and coworkers and entire communities. It twists every holiday and derails every dream. And it turns ordinary moments like sitting down for dinner into a battleground. And yet the most devastating part of this is the only person who doesn't see that chaos is the one who's living through it. As parents, when our child is caught in this storm, we'll do anything to save them. We think, if we can just find another treatment center, the right treatment center, if I can just pay for one more program, maybe this time, maybe just this time, I can fix this. You see, we confuse doing everything for them with helping them out of love, because our society has told us that love means to rescue, that love means that our job is to save them, that love means stepping in again and again and again. But here's the truth that's hardest for any parent to accept. You cannot want sobriety more than your child does. That won't work. If your son or your daughter is unwilling to participate in their own recovery, well then how successful do you really think that treatment will be, no matter how much it costs? In the 15 years that I've been involved in the behavioral health industry, I've owned and ran inpatient treatment centers, outpatient treatment centers, and I've met with hundreds and hundreds of parents who are great people, good people that are loving, desperate, and afraid. They've mortgaged their homes and emptied their savings. They've poured everything that they have into trying to fix addiction for their child. And sadly enough, addiction isn't something that you can fix. You can't fix a disease. You don't have the power to do that. It's something that the person who is suffering has got to face. As parents, our job isn't to heal the addict. No. Our job is to hold the line long enough for them to want to heal. And that's where boundaries come in. You see, boundaries are not punishment, they're love. Love in its most courageous form. When our home becomes a battlefield, when chaos has taken over, your first duty as a parent is to protect the home, to protect your peace, to protect your family. You cannot heal your child in an environment where the disease is allowed to rule the household. That won't work. Boundaries are the first act of love that begins to create willingness. And let me tell you how I know this. There was a time in my life when I was lost deep in addiction and mental illness. I was angry, manipulative, blaming everyone around me but myself. And my mother, God bless her soul, God bless her, she had been through everything with me. She had rescued me more times than I could count. She had paid my bills and bailed me out and prayed over me. But one day, she looked at me with tears in her eyes and she said some words that changed everything for me. She said, "Son, I love you deeply, but until you can live here sober, you cannot live here at all." She didn't say that with anger. She said it with love. And yes, I was hurt. And yes, I spent 2 years homeless after that. And yes, I nearly died from the disease of addiction because of my physical issues. But that pain, my friends, that bottom was the only thing that led me to a place of willingness to accept change. My mother didn't abandon me. She loved me. She trusted me to face my own consequences. And in doing so, she gave me the greatest gift that a parent can give. She gave me the chance to find willingness in my heart. Now, just to be clear, very clear, I'm not standing here on a soapbox today telling you to throw your child out of your home. That's not what this is about. I'm not here to push fear or guilt or impossible ultimatums on anyone. This is about boundaries. the kind that come from love, wisdom, and courage, not anger and not punishment. I learned this the hard way from my own mother. Years ago, when I was deep in my addiction and mental illness, my mother thought that by helping me, she was going to have to save me. She paid my legal fees, she paid my hospital bills, she cleaned up my messes, she defended me, she rescued me, she made excuses for me. And in her heart, she believed that she was saving her own son and doing the right thing. And let me tell you, my mother loved me fiercely. I know that. Her love was never the problem. The problem was how she expressed it. And one night, desperate and exhausted, she went to an Al-Anon meeting. And there, a woman who had walked the same road looked at my mother in the eyes and said something that changed her life. She said, "You think that you're protecting your son, but what you're really doing is robbing him of the pain that will push him towards a recovery. You are the one standing between your son and the consequences that could save his life. And as long as you are standing there, you may be participating in the slow death of your own child." Those words hit my mother like a freight train. She realized she wasn't fighting my disease, she was feeding it. She wasn't helping me, she was keeping me sick. Not because she was weak, but because she loved me so deeply that she couldn't bear to see me hurt any longer. But addiction thrives on that kind of love. It twists it, it exploits it. And on that day, my mother made the hardest decision of her life. She set a hard boundary with me. Not because she stopped loving me, but because she loved me enough to stop rescuing me. Enough to stop standing between me and the consequences that would eventually force me to choose life over my addiction. And you know what? She was right. Because as long as she was my great enabler, the one paying, shielding, smoothing things over again and again, well, I didn't have to change. The disease was in total control of my life. I could stay sick forever, so I thought. It wasn't until the safety net disappeared that I finally had to face myself. So when I talk to you about boundaries, this is what I mean. Not abandonment, but love and clarity. Not punishment, but responsibility. Not enabling, but empowering. Not giving up on your child, but refusing to participate in the death of the person that you love. Boundaries aren't walls, they're lifelines. Addiction will always choose comfort over change. But when comfort is stripped away, when the boundary line is clear, then the only possibility that remains is a willingness. Helping your child overcome addiction isn't about controlling them. It's about guiding them. It's about learning the difference between enabling and empowering. You see, enabling says, "I'll save you." Empowering says, "I believe in you." Enabling keeps them sick, and empowering allows them to heal. Boundaries create consequences, and consequences create willingness. And willingness, only willingness, creates a lasting recovery. You see, addiction strips away everything we think we can control. It takes away our pride and our plans and our certainty. And in that pain, that clarity, it reveals the one thing that endures, and that is a parent's love. Love that's strong enough to say, "No" is a complete sentence. Love that's brave enough to set the line. Love that's willing to let go, so healing can begin. My mother once saved my life by refusing to save me. And because of that act of love, I get to stand here today, sober, free, and grateful to tell you that hope is real. But hope doesn't always come wrapped in comfort. No. Sometimes it comes through chaos. Sometimes it looks like letting go. And sometimes it begins with a boundary. If you love your child, and I mean really love your child, teach them that your home is a place of peace, not chaos. A place of boundaries, not bargaining. A place of love, not rescue. Because sometimes the most loving thing that you can do for someone lost in that storm is to take a step back and let them find their way home.